Hello and welcome into March 2 of the pod, presented by Eternal Roofing. Hey Ben, you want to know something? We got a year in review. We got awards. Oh yeah, we don't know what the heck to call them, but that's okay. The best name was taken by the school, so we'll give them. The Sammies are by far the best.
We good
We
call
got
the Hoagies.
Yeah, see, we can't. Well, no, man, I make so many of the hoagie. I was known as like Little Hoagie or Junior Hoagie because my sister was Little Hoagie throughout high school, right? And then when my son was born, we did the bun in the oven with a hoagie to announce it. So yeah, I try to stay away from that, but apparently Scoopski McHogue is becoming a thing or something. I don't know. The streets told me is what I heard.
That's what the streets are saying. It's a big scoop this week.
That's
Who wants scoopskis? I got potatoes. Who got the scoopskis? I got potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See that,
SFA,
Ben?
Southland schedule. What is it? UTPB, athletic director. There's been a couple big ones.
There was some big ones. There were. It's been a busy week, but man, it's fun. Like it's so funny. Cause I told my wife, I think Sunday, we went to the Fort Worth Zoo, and I said that this is when like things slow down for me until like July 4th. And then like this week has been just insane. And I just laughed because I realized there are forces of nature that went, oh yeah, watch this. That's just the way it works.
It never ends.
Never ends. So we're going to get our year in review in this episode. We're going to hand out the inaugural March to the Pod Awards. We don't know what we're going to call them. We got a year to figure that out. Also, you have questions. We have an answer in definitely the best segment. What say you, Ben? Oh, yeah. That's right. I'm your host, Corey Hogue, the non-FBS insider at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Find me on your favorite social media channel at Corey Hogue Sports. I'm joined by the creator and manager of sports of SHSU. And, well, he's on Twitter and Instagram. And he's also the chief operating officer of the Cat Fund. Look at that. And he's a proud Bearcat alum. And if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you're seeing the producer try to figure this out as he goes again. At Sports of SHSU, it is Ben Sorrells. Ben, we're off to a very interesting start today, man.
There's a lot going on, that is for sure.
There really is. And for those who didn't see, that yesterday there was news has been leaking crazy this week, and now corporate logos are going to start appearing on uniforms. Apparently, well, okay, I'm fine with it, right? Whatever it takes to make money, whatever you got to do, right? I'm fine with it. But that gave our very creative people at Dave Campbell's. It's not me, I promise you. I am the least creative. Our creative team said, you know what? That's a good story idea. So why don't we figure out one for each of the FBS teams? And so Carter Yates put this together right here, picking the perfect corporate logo patch for each FBS Texas program. And as you look down here, we're going to just scroll on down to Sam Houston as I passed it again. And it went Walmart. They went Walmart. And now Ben understands. Walmart was not the original selection. I want to preface what I'm about to say by I feel I can do this. Most people have no idea my background and the wild variety of jobs I have worked. But one of those is as a prison guard at a maximum security prison in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I feel I have that gives me the right to say what I'm about to say. the largest employer is TDCJ. If you know anything about TDCJ, they are very proud of Huntsville, right? They will tell you in training that you are you have your ID card gets you into like the death chamber or whatever the heck. Like I had no desire. I was like, man, that's so morbid. Like who's gonna go lay in the bed, right?
Right.
However, I learned a lot about Huntsville through that, and I learned that they're very proud of their start in Huntsville. Now, what I don't know is how proud Huntsville people are of TDCJ, but I imagine since it's the largest workforce, people would understand what we were saying. But discretion is the better part of valor. And the smart people that was not named me decided not to scrap that. And they went with the largest non-state employer, which is Walmart. But Ben, you and I were talking about this. There were better options. So why don't you give us a couple of those?
Yeah, the first two that came to mind is I know Whataburger is a big one because the colors match perfectly. I know Corey, you think Whataburger, you think Corpus, but I think the color scheme is perfect. And then the other one that came to mind right away is Quanta Services. A lot of Sam Houston people go work for Quanta. Their CEO, Duke Austin, is a Sam Houston alum. I think he's still the chairman of the Texas State University System Board. They're a Fortune 500 company. So that's another one. And then you've got Buc-ee's about 20, 25 miles from campus. And everybody loves Buc-ee's. So those are three that I think also could have fit when it comes to a Sam Houston ad.
I didn't think about Buc-ee's.
Madisonville. Yep.
Yeah.
Right up the road.
It is. I didn't think because none of them got Buc-ee's, I don't think.
Yeah. I think I saw Texas Football Life.
Let's go through these then, Ben. Let's start with Baylor, Magnolia Homes. Okay. Houston, Gallery Furniture, Mattress Mac.
Yep.
Got it. North Texas, WinStar. Well, around, I mean, casinos. Just saying, TDCJ casino. I don't know. Rice, NASA. That makes perfect sense. Sam Houston won't. Yeah, okay. SMU, Comerica Bank. That one was some discussion there, but I understand where Carter's going with that.
Yeah, I get that one.
Texas A&M, John Deere. Dude, that is funny.
Yeah, the Mike Elko one. I saw that with his tractor.
That is just so because if you name seriously, they are John Deere. Like
yeah. That they are the epitome of John Deere.
And the next one is great too. The Longhorns, man. You got Dell, right? Like
that makes a lot of sense.
T-Sips, right? We all know. Texas State, McCoy's.
Maybe. Okay. I think they could have had an argument for Buc-ee's too. I know they're close.
Ooh, they could have had an argument for compassionate use marijuana. Because that's where it's grown for the state of Texas.
That too.
Yeah. But the headquarters of McCoy's are in San Marcos, so I get that. I'm cool with that one. Texas Tech, man, this is as perfect as it gets, all sorts.
That would make sense.
That is 100%. TCU, Stetson. You know what? I think about it. I can see that because it really is a cow town.
Yeah. Get everybody some cowboy hats.
Yeah. Now, UTEP, I'm guessing this is Lucchese. Is that how you say that?
I think it's Lucchese.
Okay. Well,
I think.
Anyway, it's headquartered in El Paso. I don't know anything about it. Do you know anything about it, Ben?
Yeah, they're a pretty popular boot company.
That tells you how much I know about boots.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. And then UTSA has HEB.
Makes sense.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, UTRGV would make a lot of sense, but they're not FBS.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, it's a fun little thing that we do that we could talk about on here and cut some clips, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, if we get Walmart's got some money. Maybe they'll give us some money.
Walmart does have money. So does Bucky's, man. I saw they're opening a brand new, the largest one will
And
be
Luling,
in Luling, Texas, which made me pull up Google Maps because I had never heard of that.
never heard of Luling? You've never driven I-10
I have
from Houston to San Antonio kind of area.
probably not though, but I did look up and see where it was, and I was like, oh, that makes sense why I don't know about that place.
Yeah,
I'm not. I mean, if I'm going to Houston or San Antonio, I'm usually not taking that route, right? Like I go north,
right.
far,
Not east and west.
way too far north, way too far north. Hey Ben, I don't know about you guys. I don't think you guys are there yet, but I think this area had our last significant severe weather event. Boy, did we get hammered. We had.
It looks like there's another one coming through right now. Houston's supposed to get some more tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we're getting. Well, I see. That's what I don't know because we all know Texas is gigantic, and so we have different weather patterns. And up here, we have all of a sudden. It's crazy how weather does this, and science. But all of a sudden, we went from that last one that tornado that went through Valley View. That storm originated west of Wichita Falls and actually produced tornadoes in Windthorst and along that route. And was pretty obvious that thing was headed for I-35 and it was going to get ugly. Like it was, everything was set up for that. And so, you've got that going on. It's just, they're so destructive. I hate tornadoes. Then all of a sudden, we have transitioned into the rain is coming at night when our tornado risk here is like next to zero. But like overnight, last night, 2 nights ago, we had rain. Last night, this morning, rain. Tonight, we have another round that's already fired off out in West Texas. Same round that's coming through for you will come through us too. It's just the way our environment is, we have no tornado risk if it's at 10, 11 o'clock. That's not the case for you in Houston.
No, and we've had some crazy storms, that's for sure. I know we had the derecho thing a week or two ago, and then the stuff on Tuesday this week was pretty crazy.
That derecho was so, man, it's crazy. So why are we talking about the weather, Ben? Because we know the perfect people to help fix roofs or anything. General contracting. You need roofing or general contracting work, we know who to call, and that is our friends over at Eternal Roofing. I'm telling you, you will find no better people to work with, to talk with. They're not going to pressure you. They're going to come. They're going to give you fast service. They're going to give you a good estimate. They're going to give you just friendly people. And it's what you want. In a time like this, when we're all dealing with storms and we all got that anxiety, when bad things happen, you need someone nice. And that's our friends like Taylor and his crew at Eternal Roofing. They are going to be there for you. And you can find out more about them, and I definitely encourage you to visit eternalroofingtx.com or give them a call. They're there, Montgomery County, area code 936-215-8539. In the Hill Country, you call area code 830-251-5673, or you can email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com. And if you're listening to this and said, wow, Corey, you went way too fast, I encourage you to go to Dave Campbell's YouTube page where the numbers are on the screen, and also to watch because, who doesn't want to see this pretty face?
Yep.
Regardless, we want you, please contact Eternal Roofing if you have any roofing or general contracting needs. Hey, Ben, we have awards. Oh yeah, yeah, we do, and we are. Let's see. Can I get this done right? Is Booster gonna mess this up, Ben?
Oh, there we go.
No, he didn't. Look at that. All right, we have awards. We don't have a name. We don't have any of that crazy stuff for it, but we do have awards. We're going to start. And I will tell you this. Some of these awards I'll have an opinion on, but our man that's making the selections for March to the Pod is about to start talking. His name is Ben Sorrells. Ben, Women's Team of the Year.
Yeah, Women's Team of the Year. I think it came down to two teams, bowling and golf, but I'm going to have to go with golf. Consistent throughout the entire year. They were the one team to win a postseason championship in Conference USA year one. So probably going to have to go with women's golf. Won multiple tournaments and then won the conference title and played pretty well when they went on to the NCAA regional. So I'm going to go with women's golf for Team of the Year.
All right, so my women's Team of the Year is bowling. I mean, seriously, man. What was it? Final Four?
Yeah, it was a really rough regular season. It was a rough regular season, but they really turned it on there in the postseason and made the Final Four, which was really cool.
I'm a what have you done for me lately guy.
Yeah.
And they got me to the Final Four.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Golf was, I think, just a little more consistent. They won a lot in the regular season, won in the postseason. So that's why I went with them, but it definitely could have gone either way. But I think either of those were deserving of it.
You know what's funny is we can both hand out awards because we both do have our own opinions about these.
We do. We'll see if they're the same.
We will. So far, 0 for 1.
Perfect.
Yes. Men's Team of the Year, Ben. Who is that?
Yeah, men's Team of the Year, I'm going to go with men's basketball. They did win a regular season conference title. They were the only team to, I believe, win a regular season conference title, especially on the men's side. Kind of exceeded expectations that a lot of people had. Postseason didn't really go the way you wanted it to, but I think it was a really good year, and I'm going to go with men's basketball.
Yep, we are the same on that. I don't think there's really anyone else close to men's basketball, to be honest with you, on the men's side.
Yeah, I don't think there is either.
Okay. Women's Most Improved Team of the Year.
I'm going to go with soccer. Soccer was a team that has really struggled the past couple of years and ended up being very competitive. I think they ended up 5th in Conference USA. They won a game in the conference tournament, and they were close to making the conference tournament final championship game. I mean, I think they were down 1-0 in the 80th minute and almost tied it to send it to overtime. And so I'm going to go with women's soccer. And I think they've got a really bright future going into next year.
And see, here's why you get to hand out awards and I don't. Because I'm going back with bowling. You said it yourself earlier, right? Like they were the most improved team from beginning to end. What a run they made to get to the Final Four. But honestly, the way you give it is the way it's meant to be given. Not
I see.
Not what I did.
Yeah, over the course of the year, probably bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to be, I had to be cool.
1 for 3.
I'm going to say 2 for 3 because I had to be Corey for a minute, and Corey just irritates people.
There you go.
That's what happens. Men's Most Improved Team of the Year.
Whew. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I'm probably going to have to go back with basketball, even though the year before they had a great year. I'm probably going to have to stick with basketball. Or a late addition to that could be the track and field team. Track and field team, I believe, got second at the Conference USA Outdoors. I know they had a rough last couple of years. So I'm probably going to go with track and field, actually, now that I think about it.
I think you made the right call. And you sold me on why it's men's track and field.
Yeah, they led the first 2 days of the conference outdoors, and then they lost to Liberty on the final day. But they were right there; they had a shot.
Don't get me cursing the Flames right now. It's not nice. It's a Christian school, Ben.
Fan the Flames.
Hey, look, all the awards. Yeah, exactly. All the awards are not positive. We have most disappointing women's season, Ben.
Yeah, I'm going to go with volleyball. A team that I believe it was 2 years ago now won a conference title in the regular season, and it's been back-to-back really, really difficult years. I think it was a 1-15 Conference USA season for them, so I'm going to go with volleyball.
I there's just something that tells me women's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there were maybe even 3 sports you could have chosen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. And unfortunately, there were multiple programs that we could have selected for that.
Yeah.
Moving on into the positivity, most disappointing men's season, Ben.
Continuing with the positivity, yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to go baseball. I think we all knew this was kind of going to be a year where maybe they take a step back. I think it was more of a step back than any of us would have expected or liked. Not that it was a terrible season. It just wasn't up to the standard that we're used to or have come to expect. So I'm going to go with baseball.
See, I thought about that. And then I started thinking, is it recency bias? Right? Like, it's not football. Right? We know.
Right. Because, yeah, it's their first year.
Well, like men's golf?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely one.
Because that was one that came to mind, was men's golf. Because I both of them are recent. But I have a hard time saying baseball was they were Conference USA. It's a tough conference. I thought they showed very well in the conference tournament. I think we're disappointed that it was an up and down season more than anything else.
Yeah, and I think coming off of last year, the expectations were high. But I can see men's golf too. I think this is the first season they've had where they've actually had some struggles at times. It was still a good year by most team standards, but yeah, first bad year in a while. I don't know. Either of those work. I can see either one of them. It also might be recency bias with baseball just losing this past week.
Yeah, it could. It could. It doesn't matter because, I mean, we don't even have anything to give these people right now, right?
Right.
But I can tell these people that we are a podcast on the Republic of Football Network and an extension of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Hey, Ben, what if – holy crap. What – this is when I start getting fired. What if, Ben, we handed out awards like a medal or a trophy or something, and we handed out a most disappointing season trophy to the actual coach? How great would that be?
I'm sure that would just make their day.
Oh, can you imagine how happy they would be to get that, put that on the mantle?
I know. Yeah. I mean, probably a first for them. I was going to say, did we do a women's most improved team?
I don't know. Did we? Women's most improved team? Which one? What do you say?
I was going to say soccer for sure.
Yeah. I don't know if we did. We should have. But hey, soccer is the women's most improved team.
Yeah, team of the year and not team of the year, but most improved women's team.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay. Now, I'm going to stop getting myself in trouble and let people know that we are a podcast on the Republic of Football Network and an extension of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. Follow us on the various social media platforms, including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at March to the Pod. It's all one word like everything else around here. March the number 2, the Pod. And another special shout out to those watching on the Dave Campbell's YouTube page. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And also, now is a good time if you want to keep up with the Scoopskis.
Who wants scoopskis? I got potatoes. Who got the scoopskis? I got potatoes.
And I've been bringing potatoes.
Yeah.
I've been bringing potatoes. So if you want the potatoes, now's a great time to subscribe because if you haven't noticed, much more of that is getting put behind a paywall, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the point is we're supposed to make money. So enjoy that stuff. You want to keep up with what's going on. You want to see the breaking news, some of this scoops, inside stuff we get from FBS high school. Go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. That's texasfootball.com/subscribe. Up to the highest price point right now, Ben, is $49.95. And that gets you 3 magazines, all the content at Texan Live, all the insider content. It gets you everything. We have other packages, and we're developing more each day. So find one that's, if you're not $50 for the year, I get that. I understand, and that's cool. We would appreciate you getting a digital only subscription. I believe it's about $16. That might be after tax. I don't know. But we would appreciate you thinking about that, subscribing, supporting it, because it's you, it's the readers, the listeners, and the subscribers that make this roll and why we're able to do what we do. So there's my spiel on that. But this ain't a spiel, Ben. Eternal Roofing, man. They are the place to go. And we told you, roofing inspections, friendly. They got all that. They also have general contracting services. They can install, repair roof, paint the exterior, we'll do that, of your home or business, install your gutters, garage doors, and install your floors. Perform any woodworking need, crown molding or shelf, repair your sheetrock. And Ben, I realize this calendar in a couple of days turns to June. You know what that means?
Hurricane season.
No, it means you're halfway to Christmas.
Either one of them calls for Eternal Roofing.
That is true. Duh. Christmas lights, man. It's never too early to get on their calendar and have them installed, because not only do they install them, but we've learned they take them down too.
They do. Put them up, take them down, and everything in between. And we're only 5-6 months away. So you better get calling.
You better. I would get on there. And how are you going to find them? Well, that's what I'm about to tell you. You can visit eternalroofingtx.com. And while you're there, don't forget to take a look at the gallery of some of the tremendous work that they have done recently. Or you can give them a call. Montgomery County's area code 936-215-8539. Hill Country, you're going to dial area code 830-251-5673. You can email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com. All right, Ben. You know what else we have?
More awards.
More awards, Ben. That's right. Oh, I didn't take that down, did I? There we go. More awards, Ben. So let's get back to it. Are we going to figure this out? Hey, look at that. We're going to go off of that one. All right. These are player and coach specific awards. We did team. These are the player ones. So no, we're not doing disappointing. All right. I am not that kind of guy. That would be wrong. All right. With that said, these are positives. Women's Player of the Year. Ben, I'm going to you.
Yeah, and I'm going to start it off with bowling. Denise Blankensee, first team All-American on a team that made the Final Four. Doesn't get much bigger than that. So I'm going to go with Denise from bowling, Women's Player of the Year, first team All-American.
I can't argue that choice. There was a freshman softball pitcher, and her name escapes me right now.
Amy Abke.
Amy Abke. That would be a candidate.
Yeah, next year, I think she's probably going to be our winner.
Yeah. She's definitely a candidate this year, which says a whole lot about her potential as a freshman. But, yeah, definitely go bowl. Bowling is getting a lot of love this year, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough year for women's sports, but bowling was, as usual, one of the bright spots, and they had a good year.
Okay, now we're going to go to men's Player of the Year.
Yeah, there's a couple names here, but I think the one I kept coming back to was Walker Yannick. Had a really historic year for Sam Houston, and it's going to translate to a top 15, 20, 25 draft pick. So it wasn't the most incredible year for the team, but Walker put up some historic numbers, and I think he's got to be your choice.
I can't argue any of your reasoning, but I can't pick Walker either.
Okay.
I'm going Lamar Wilkerson.
Yeah,
I don't.
he's gonna be in one of my other categories.
I don't believe men's basketball wins a conference title without him.
Oh no, and I mean there was a reason he was a first team all conference player.
And that is the team of the year, right?
Yep.
And so I feel like that now. And when I thought about this too, I also thought of Yannick, and not that he didn't disappoint, right? Like that's the thing. His numbers are tremendous. It's not his fault. It's not one player's fault the team doesn't live up to expectations. This man did a tremendous job all season long. He did have a rough of baseball tournament.
Yeah.
He struggled in the Conference USA tournament, but I think he was trying too hard.
Put a little bit too much pressure on himself. And Corey, I guess you're valuing the team performance over individual. I know MVP voting in sports sometimes that's the debate. Do you go with the guy that's a tick better but on a worse team, or the guy that's on the better team and a little bit below?
Yeah, that's really what this debate comes down to. Which one is your preference? And honestly, none of them are wrong.
Yep. And then and I think we've got men's most improved player coming up too, right?
Oh yeah. We got those coming. Here we go. But we're gonna start with because women come first. You open the door and let women go first, Ben.
Yeah, we do. And women's
unless your name is Harrison, but women's most improved player of the year. You walked right into that one, man.
I'm gonna go with Pam Murray from Sam Houston Soccer. Led the team in scoring this year. Only had 2 points the year before, but led the team with 11 this year, and I think was arguably their best player. Made a big jump, and I'm going to go with Pam Murray for most improved.
I there are no faults on that one at all. Men's most improved player of the year.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Lamar Wilkerson, but there's another name I want to mention is Noah Smith.
Yeah.
Noah Smith was a guy that showed he could be a good player at the FCS level, and he turned into a great FBS player. And so I want to give him a shout out too because he had a huge year. But I think you got to go with Lamar Wilkerson. The leap he made, going from 6 or 7 points a game to the team's leading scorer and first team all conference. I think you got to go with Lamar.
I can't complain. Also, he was the team's heartbeat in a lot of ways out there defensively.
Yeah.
Right, he made a big difference defensively.
He did, both ends.
All right, Ben, we're down to the last two. We have women's coach of the year.
Yeah, I went with golf as the team of the year, so I'm probably going to stick with Coach Young, the golf coach on the women's side, and I'm going to stay with golf and go with Coach Young. Could have been Coach Hagan with bowling, but I'll go with Coach Young.
Do you want to guess who I go with?
Bowling and Coach Hagan.
Yeah, Final Four. Like, okay, if you want to say team of the year, I could agree. I can see that, right? Because they were more consistent, or I can see that argument. But when you talk coach of the year, to me, that is how far did you get?
That's true. Yeah, and you're leaning into the more improved side, which I can definitely see as well.
See, this is why we work, Ben.
Yep.
All right, men's coach of the year. I bet we agree on this one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Chris Mudge for this one. I think that's the pretty obvious choice on the men's side for this year.
Very, very obvious choice, and I want to say, hey Ben, here's some good content. So, former Sam Houston defensive coordinator Brad Sherrod is the new head coach at Texas Wesleyan. Sherrod spent 3 years under Casey Keeler at Delaware and then 3 years co-DC and DC at Sam Houston. Spoke with him earlier today just for an interview for, kind of get to know you and also to highlight the Rams on the website. And I asked him what he had learned, and he told me how prepared he had been. And there's one reason he was that prepared, and that was Casey Keeler.
Yep.
He said Casey Keeler is the only coach who took the time to say, what are your dreams? What are your aspirations? What do you want to do? And then tell him and help him get the steps to make that happen. I was not a bit surprised to hear that. And listen, wins, losses, it's a business. I get it, but there's no better people than Casey Keeler.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's no surprise.
Yeah, one of the best people you'll meet, and so is Chris Mudge, also both of them. And
Oh, yeah.
Keeler, his attention to detail, the way he cares about people, I mean, it's really unmatched. I mean, I know he's told the story, but his attention to detail is just crazy. In the national championship game, there were, I think it was 21 seconds left on third down when the winning play happened. It finished with 16, and he told Ryan Carty going into the play, okay, you've got your third down play, but what's your fourth down play? Because if we get tackled in bounds, you've got to have the guys ready to do something. And so his attention to detail is, I mean, that's what makes him such a good coach.
Yeah, it's incredible. Also, Ben, I logged on to that, I think the kids call it the Instagram.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, I logged. You know what I saw?
What is it?
Dude, I saw a Cat Fund commercial.
Yeah. We've got a couple more coming out in the next couple of weeks also.
This was defensive lineman. I could, again, of course, I didn't write down his name, so it slipped me.
Denver Warren.
Denver Warren, yes. I thought it was a great spot. And
yeah.
You know what?
He did a good job. He did a good job. And, yeah, we're going to have some of the guys that have recently signed we've been able to partner with and help support as they move in and get settled in Huntsville. And so he's the first of about a handful more that are going to be posting here in the next couple of weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome because you see kind of a personality of these kids a little bit in those videos, and I thought Denver did an amazing job. But that only happens because people, Ben, donate to the Cat Fund. And so take us through the Cat Fund. What are you? What do you do? And how can you get involved?
Yeah, Cat Fund NIL Collective supporting Sam Houston athletes. All the money goes to the athletes at Sam Houston. You can get involved with as little as $10 a month and sign up by going to cat-fund.com. As a member, you get access to things like exclusive content, Cat Fund merch, meet and greets, signed memorabilia, a bunch of different kind of things when you sign up with Cat Fund. And make sure you sign up today. I know we've had some good exclusive content when it comes to football recruiting, basketball scheduling recently. And then we might have some more events coming up this summer. We'll see as the season gets closer. We've got our basketball golf tournament October 18th coming up. So lots of good stuff going on, and make sure you're a part of it.
Awesome. And in case you didn't see, or you're driving and you don't have a way of writing it down, and you hey, don't do "Hey Siri," make a note in case it doesn't come back to the podcast, right? Like, we need you to listen. But if you can, "Hey Siri," make a note. Visit cat-fund.com. All right, and so now, Ben, I want everyone who, when they are doing this, in fact, mine just went off. I want to know how many people Siri's has them make a note for visit cat-fund.com.
We'll see. My phone didn't. I'm a little surprised it didn't because it's right here, but hopefully it does for everyone else.
Could that really? Is there a bigger jerk, Ben, than Corey? I mean, let's think about this. He's even talking about himself in third person now.
Somebody's got to do it. And a lot of the time,
Lord. Let me tell you. You asked last night. Yesterday was my anniversary. Full disclosure, my wife has stayed with me for 9 years, amazingly and crazingly. But last night, I think this is after 9. Ben goes, "Wow, I can see you doing great on your anniversary." And let me tell you something, Ben. I am best in short doses. In fact, I imagine there are people driving right now going, "Amen, hallelujah. This podcast is damn near too much." I would agree. Look, I'm a lot. I know that.
But She loves you for who you are. And I think it was almost like 10:30,
No, it wasn't that late.
somewhere around there.
You can see how much I follow time.
Yeah, Corey was firing off
Oh,
why Solution should be sponsored, and I'm like, what are we talking about?
and boy, let me tell you, when Corey gets ideas, there are
start-
things they go to the bank.
Yeah.
These would work. Let's see, how can I phrase? I was giving ways to incorporate a TDCJ corporate sponsor into the football program. I think that's the best way to phrase it.
Yeah, I think we both ended up with some ideas.
Hey, look, we have a plan. If you want to know, find us. We will talk to you about it. I think my favorite one, though, is escape prisoners get in free.
Yeah, I mean, if you can go through the hassle of escaping, I mean, we might as well give you something.
We'll let you in free. And then also, if you're the police, be there with your profiling camera or whatever the heck you have, you know?
In case
Just
you
gotta play
can't
into
tell, I'm being sarcastic.
Surprised we made it this far without Homer.
I know. I thought about him a couple of times today. Look at that. We're just going to do it all now. Ta-da! Hey, man, let's get back on track and talk about our friends over at Eternal Roofing. And we've told people about how friendly they are and the type of service you're going to receive. We told them about what they can do indoors, but there's one thing we have not told them about yet, and it is the quality of product they are going to use. They use CertainTeed shingles, which are known for their superior weather resistance, exceptional longevity, and stunning aesthetic appeal. They are your specialist in commercial roofing. Eternal Roofing has the ability to accommodate your HVAC system and any other roof equipment while ensuring minimal disruption to your operations during installation or repair. Give them a call today. If you're watching on YouTube, it's on your screen. Visit eternalroofingtx.com or call area code 936-215-8539 for Montgomery County office, and the Hill Country office is area code 830-251-5673, or email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com. So, Ben, last week.
You?
Do what?
What says you, right?
No. Ben, last week, I found out we actually have a listener. And now I want you to know, you accused this of being my burner account. But when I pull up, we have a listener who, Johnny V, sent us the account a direct message. Thank you. And this is how you're going to know it's not my burner account, Ben.
This one isn't, but it's out there.
I can tell you because you look down here where it says May 21st, 2024. And then you see it says 6:19 a.m.
Hey, they woke up thinking about us.
I promise you, I was not awake at 6:19 a.m.
Oh, come on, Corey.
Not happening. I mean, it can happen. Not saying I'm against it. I don't like it. But if I don't have to, nope.
No.
Nope. Look, I did that in the military way too dang long. So that right there is how you know it's not my burner account. So we have a segment called What Say You, Ben? These are listener questions. And it's not my family. Mom, don't even listen, Ben, to be honest with you. So I know it's rough. It's rough around here. But Johnny V asked, how was Quavez Humphrey this spring? What say you, Ben?
Yeah, so Quavez Humphrey did not participate in spring ball. Continued to be held out while he recovers from last year. I'm pretty sure he's close to 100%, but it was just one of those things where he's coming off 2 surgeries on the foot, ankle area within the last 2 years, and it's really no point in pushing it and risking it when you know the player he is. So he didn't participate in spring, but I know one staff member. So there's a handful of guys that have been on staff at Power 4 schools in the past. One of them told me that Quavez Humphreys is better than any wide receiver they had on their roster at that Power 4 school. So team is still very, very high on him. Did not participate in spring, but he should still play a big role in the fall.
So he is coming okay along with his injury, because that was his next question too. Like, there was a lot of hype about Quavez. The injury kind of dampened it, but it sounds like everything's on track, and Quavez we're about to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think he's okay, and I think I saw on his Instagram a week ago, I saw him jump over someone, go between the legs and dunk a basketball, so I think he's doing just fine.
You didn't do that?
No,
yesterday?
I did not. I've got a men's league, a big men's league game tonight, but I don't think I'll be pulling that one off.
Is this a championship?
No, so this is winner gets the 1 seed going to the playoffs next week, so it's practically a playoff game.
Ooh, okay, yeah, playoffs start tonight. Do you break the huddle with "March to the pod"?
No, we don't actually. No. But we'd be more than happy to be sponsored by Eternal Roofing.
Yeah. What say you, Ben? How about that? See, we're going with this. Hey, Johnny V had more questions.
He did.
The guys that entered the transfer portal, what offers are they getting? And is it anything better than Sam? And then we'll save the last one here for the next time.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry. What say you, Ben?
There we go. Now I can get going.
There you go.
There's a couple to hit on. Zach Session, the offensive lineman, who was a freshman last year, he committed to McNeese. DeKirk Hobbs ended up at New Mexico State, and DeMarcus Crosby has committed to New Mexico State. Outside of those 3 guys, I haven't seen a ton of offers at the FCS, FBS level. A lot of them have been JUCO, Division II, Division III kind of offers for the rest of the guys. So 3 of them are at kind of a similar level, 2 at New Mexico State, 1 at McNeese State, but then the rest look like they're probably going to find a home probably somewhere JUCO, D2 kind of thing.
Okay. But I do want to say, before we ask the last question, thank you and love the show. Again, not a family member of mine. They would have never said that. I promise you. All right. So you said DeMarcus Crosby. You mentioned him, and he is at New Mexico State. Is that what you said?
Yes.
He's committed there. Yes, he's committed there. But let me tell you, this day and age, that doesn't mean there won't be a change of heart. Do you think that's possible, that he could find his way back onto the football team?
At Sam Houston, no. I will tell you that it was definitely a mutual parting of ways, and DeMarcus Crosby won't be back at Sam Houston next year. So, and the team I think has signed some pretty good DBs. I know Nike Hawkins from Virginia Tech, Jalen O'Neal from ACU, and the team got a commitment and a guy that signed earlier this week also from a Power 4 school. So I think you filled your needs there pretty well.
All right. Hey, that was a pretty good segment.
It was.
And if anyone has any other questions, send them, because boy, do I have news for you. We're not going away for very long. We were talking before we started recording the show, and we said, granted, maybe not a ton of information, but good Lord, there's been so much lately. A lot of scheduling news, a lot of things. If you're not in the Cat Fund page, the exclusive page as part of Cat Fans, you're missing out. All kinds of stuff in there all the time. You know everything going on. There's great stuff. Sam Houston baseball, was it? I see that hosting next year, hosting the conference tournament in 2 years.
2027, so 3 years from now.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in that also, Dr. White is now the chair of the CUSA board of directors. So I mean,
Ooh.
there's a lot going on.
No, it is. It's a whole lot. So what we're going to do is we needed our end of year postseason awards. We had to. But we're going to come back. We're not going to be back next week. It's going to be 2 weeks before you see us again. And look, I can't give you a definite schedule through the summer. I know there will be some weeks we can record and some weeks that we cannot. And there will be a couple of times there are going to be multiple weeks that we can't record, or we'll try to fit one in sometimes. We're not going away for very long. Just keep an eye. Go to our Twitter page, March to the Pod with the number 2, and follow us there because it's going to come out there. And we're only going to make this better. I'm really hopefully going to have some time here over the next couple of weeks to stop making scoops.
Who wants scoopskis? I got potatoes. Who got the scoopskis? I got potatoes.
Hopefully, maybe not hopefully, because that is my job, is to get the scoops. But we will be back pretty darn soon. In the meantime, we want to thank you so much for listening or watching. You went to the Dave Campbell's YouTube page because you are what make this show happen. Till next time, Ben, it's going to be a couple weeks. Take us out with something positive.
Yeah, eat 'em up, cats, and let's make year 2 better than year 1.
I say let's make year 2 better than year 1. Hey, look, we're still on screen.